This is the AI transformation risk model, solutions where benefits outweigh risk. And the presenters are Richard Fulton, Department of Computer Science, Troy University, Troy, Alabama, USA. And
Diane Fulton, Department of Management, Clayton State University in Morrill, Georgia, outside of Atlanta, USA.
Yeah, and the other authors not presenting were Nate Hayes, founder, CEO, and Susan Kaplan, Modal Technologies, Minneapolis, Minnesota. So our format is the introduction, important advantages of AI and risks of AI, the models and theories, the new AI transformation risk model, solutions and conclusions. So, introduction. So there's a lot of hype surrounding AI and generative AI technologies, and it does create a lot of different fears, misconcepts. People talk about it a lot. Just reminds me back in older times when we didn't have electricity. I was born that way, and how we got electricity was a big benefit. Well, this has a lot of benefits and it's got a lot of risk. So there's, we're trying to, some of the benefits, improving efficiencies, accuracy, accessibility, different patterns, recognitions, and creating higher paid skilled jobs, we hope. It is right now, there's thousands of people getting a lot more money because of it. Sustainability and quality of life, is that going to help with that? We hope so. Risk, and then there's our privacy. We'll kind of go through some of that. Displacing jobs, and that will happen, but then it creates jobs, creating bias and discrimination and etc. So how do we manage the risk and increase the benefit in the world to gain competitive advantage and achieve world sustainability goals? And systematic review, salient AI, risk and advantage. We'll talk about analyzing the literature for appropriate models, theories that can be applied to the new AI and generative AI context. Propose new integrative AI transformation risk models that improves upon previous research, shows pragmatic solutions to transform risk into benefits. So here we are. Society and organizations manage the risk associated with the Industrial Revolution. And that wasn't that long ago. It's amazing. So it can manage the challenges of AI and generative AI today. So the leaders, they must be what? Committed to vigilance, persistence, value-based decisions. And we hope we can keep within that. AI can create a better world, access to education, healthcare, clean water, fight climate change, which is a big issue right now, and hunger, and we have a lot of that yet. Nearly 80% of the goals set by the UN are improved with the help of AI. Now, that is a big deal. AI ability to analyze vast amounts of data, identify patterns, and provide accurate predictions helps solve difficult problems like cybercrime, deepfakes, weaponized of AI. Well, they use AI also to create some crimes, don't they? We're finding that out. So some of the advantage of AI, new jobs, 20 to 50 million new AI related jobs created globally. That's a lot of people. higher skilled levels, ability to manage technology. And spending on technology could increase more than 50% in just a few years, 2030. Higher pay in more creative and higher thinking skills in AI. We all want higher pay, I guess, for less work. Increased hiring by 2/3 of top leaders in the generative AI. New job titles. We're going to have a lot of changes in that. People losing jobs, but there's a lot of jobs being created. And hopefully it's in areas where they enjoy working better. Deep learning engineers, here's some of them: AI chat, bot developers, prompt engineers, data annotators, stable diffusion, and etc. There's several of them in there. So personalized customer experiences through real-time tailored product recommended based on customers, purchase history, age, gender, geographic locations, and other ensure loyalty and repeated customers. So it's happening. You can kind of see down at the bottom there how they're using genres to personalize everything. We're beginning to get it here, and I'm sure a lot of you are too. Increase personal recommendations. Grow audiences and sales. This is what they're trying to do, make more money. Recommendation counts for 35% of the sales on Amazon, 50% of initial messages on Match.com, and 80% of streamed Netflix hours. It's amazing how much that is. So we have advantages of AI, important advantages. Big data analysis, BDA, in AI tackle the 5 V's, and they are data volume, velocity, excuse me, variety, veracity, and value. And those can transform areas in manufacturing, health, and business intelligence, offering advanced insight with predictive context. So just think of the health, how that's really changing. It is here anyway with us, and we hope it continues to improve it. AI data visualization tools extract significant value and understanding and vital management of information from big data. Categorization and definition. This paper is based on broader and more encompassing categorizations of AI, advantages and risks, which can help to prioritize the most salient ones. So societal relationships between frequency and number of individuals that are impacted with AI. And the economic is the financial effect of AI has on a country, organization, situations, or persons. And political changes the political environment, such as corruption, terrorism, shifts in legislation that impact the country's policies and the public policies in AI. It's a lot of people are talking about it today. Environmental and AI, so influence quality and state of the environment affecting health conditions, water, air quality, energy consumption, etc. So the ethical, and then there's the data, processing speed, accuracy, technology, There's the issues relating to the development of software, hardware, and technologies that can impact organizations. So then there's the organizations management, issues of AI technologies and algorithms. Okay, now we have the categories, advantages by category. So you got social, worldwide productivity, grain. Workers can choose what tasks they want and increase well-being, impact the sustainability goals, organizations, economic, their economy, increase higher skilled, higher paying, create new categories, profitability, political, deep faith. I said some of that earlier, propaganda, spying, user, etc. Environmental, address the societal problems like climate change and positive impact to carbon. So ethical, well, build trust. These are big ones right here. AI making decisions, there's pictures being changed, there's all sorts of different types of issues too, but improve processes relating to AI, human behavior, and find balance in machine versus human. Data, transform areas of manufacturing, health, business, insights within the predictive context, improve the 5 V's that I talked about earlier, increase transparency, productivity, tech, fight adversarial attacks, increase transparency, interpretability, smart design of AI systems, increase AI safety, and understand data, integrate legacies and new systems. So for organizations, more personal custom experience, streamline reproductivity, boring jobs, which some of us have at times, I guess. Visualization to increase understanding of needs. Risk category. Risk to fundamental rights, flaws in the design of AI systems. Yes, there are, that's for sure. Breaches in fundamental rights, speech, based on sex, religion, etc., discrimination, risk to safety, liability, flaws in the design, means new safety risks for users related to the availability and quality of data.
Okay, the next part is just going over the salient risks of AI. And the first research was from the public sector and includes things like information silos, lack of resources, collaborative culture that's lacking, different kind of bias, race, gender, working class, and disadvantaged. The next area was private sector research on the risks of AI, including the harmful effects on employment, inequality, privacy and safety, addictive behavior, which a picture shows how kids are being on their phones all the time, fairness, bias, and discrimination, human rights, and then polarization, manipulative practices, and conflict. We also have examples from the private sector. For example, Zillow had a division called iBuy on Zillow. And it turned out that Zillow wasn't very good at actually assessing the home values. They tried to sell homes on their own, and they had to end up closing their division and laying off 2,000 employees. Tesla also had some difficulties with the AI, autopilot AI program. And basically, some friendly hackers, thank goodness, took control of the car using a video game controller. So they were actually able to learn from that and change the car design. And then lastly, the collecting of consumer data risks. Data can document sometimes inadvertently private behaviors, such as somebody playing on their computer, gambling, or doing other unsavory things, and then isolating information from different viewpoints. Sometimes They try to only give you information that feeds to their own bias, and that's called filter bubble. They can radicalize people, and they can enable malicious content like deep fakes, and that's a deep fake of Tom Cruise. And Tom Cruise is on the right, just for your information, if you don't know what he looks like. We have the table 2, the salient risks by categories and examples. So just like the advantages were social examples in the social area are country-specific organization practices, insufficient knowledge on values and advantages of AI technologies, and economics. That's a high cost for customers, high cost and reduced profits for organizations. And there's wider divides in society leading to social upheaval for people who don't have the training in AI. In the political arena, there's cybercrimes, weaponizing of AI for harmful purposes, the lack of rules and loss of accountability, costly human resources, still legally required to account for AI-based decisions, and there's a lack of official industry standards, and environment, the impact on the carbon footprint. In the ethical area, lack of trust towards the AI-based decision-making, and sometimes the shared data that's used is not used ethically. There's also decision-making that's made by AI that needs to be transparent, what is being done by the machine, what's being done by the human. So there's moral dilemmas. In the data, lack of data to validate benefits of AI solutions, all the 5 V's of data, the insufficient size of available data pool, lack of data integration, lack of standards of data collection. In the tech, there's lack of transparency, design of the AI systems, specialization and expertise, big data, integrating legacy and new systems. And in the organization area, lack of strategy for AI development, embedded processes and norms, lack of resources and information silos are some of the examples. Here is the overall structure of the risk model. The past research was based on McFarland's portfolio approach to information systems, which was based on financial investing to begin with, and then he applied it to the information system. So we use the McFarland model as a starting point. That's in the black, and the 3 dimensions that he used was size, structure, and experience. We've expanded from size to, that's basically size of a project, to all the resources that are needed for AI. So that's a much expanded definition and dimension. We also expanded structure, which is just the structure of a project, to the whole governance system that has to be put in place for AI. And then experience, they were basically felt that if people didn't have experience with a particular IT project, then that wasn't good. It increased the risk. We believe that expertise building is what's needed. And so the capacity to train people and have them learn and become more experts is very important. And then culture was a new dimension that was brought in by Yip and others, and that was called the extended McFarland risk model. And that was used in the cloud computing arena to make a decision, should you use the cloud or should you not, based on the risk. And our model is based on the AI-driven culture in order to make the model really fit the context of AI. And then lastly, the idea of external engagement is based on the social cognitive theory, and both Day and Ratan talk about that, and that's in the gray. And we expanded on that as well. Instead of only external engagement, we believe transformative collaboration from both inside the firm, across departments, across ideologies, as well as outside the firm are very important. So that's how we looked at it, and really proposing this new AI risk transformation model. The idea is to transform the risks into benefits. So these are just some sample solutions of the different dimensions. So under resources, we say prioritize people by reorganizing the different systems towards the goal of expanding human capacities. And that basically helps humans to race with the robots and to keep up with the robots and not be replaced by the robots. And so it would staunch any trend that would get rid of humans. We also believe increasing human AI collaboration improves the trust and removes harms in many of the industries. In the governance area, build comprehensive AI lifecycle governance where policies and procedures are described and enforced during all the different parts of the AI lifecycle. And this would build transparency and trust in the AI system. One of the specific examples was to create AI fact sheets to capture the AI metadata across the model lifecycle automatically. And that also builds trust and confidence in the decision making. Auditing is another area that is talked about as a very important part. And there are some examples in OSHA and Sarbanes-Oxley that require auditing. So we could do the same thing in AI. There's also just making sure about the societal harms, that we don't want negative consequences for the firm and we don't want harm to society. So there needs to be some guidelines and certification standards, somewhat like the European Union in the US as well and other countries. So I know many firms that work in many different countries are already doing that. And then test and retest, ensure the data is high quality. For the expertise building, train and retrain workers in the new fields, use protective optimization technologies that'll bring structure and strategies to AI tool and skill use, widen the educational opportunities such as grants, scholarships, internships that increases availability of skills, and build talent in all of the new areas that'll be needed, benefits the organization by increasing efficiency and giving the workers new skills. In the AI-driven culture, use the visualization tools because then anybody in the organization can see what's going on and get value out of it. Responsibly use the AI for accuracy, safety, which minimizes the risks and eliminates biased outcomes. And prevent some tasks from being automated because human intervention may protect certain risky and sensitive data processes and uses, such as the financial area or hiring practices. In transformational collaboration, work collaboratively to minimize the size of AI models. That will reduce the carbon footprint. Collaborate with vendors and partners to get better training models, and that'll maximize data accuracy. Collaborate across departments, companies, countries, societies to really solve the biggest problems. And that certainly would improve the innovative approaches. So in conclusion, we reviewed the most salient advantages and risks of AI and generative AI in the current literature. From this analysis, we categorized them into 8 categories based on the relevant research. And then we systematically reviewed risk models in IT project management, cloud computing, enterprise resource management, and social cognitive theory, which came from psychology. The AI risk models were lacking or not based on empirical models and theories. We developed the AI risk transformation model, which presents a comprehensive framework specifically tailored to AI and generative AI context. We built upon and expanded the constructs from the models and theories in different fields, but they were related to technology. As we mentioned before, these were some of the things that we changed. We broadened the dimensions. We added to the body of knowledge by giving practical solutions and examples of how AI risk can transform into benefits. The new risk model for AI environment, which had scant models before, and it had a hyper focus on risk only and not really talking about how you can turn risks into benefits. So that gives a more balanced approach to benefit versus risks. So any questions?